everyone. Sorry we had a little hitch today. And I hope you can see me and hear me clearly. So today we are going to be talking about Q&A in personal. The session of today will be on career and personal finance. But I'm not sure if you can see me, hear me. You can see me or hear me. We had a little hitch trying to set up. Okay, I think I'm getting some. Okay, thank you, Samuel Alaba for the feedback, because I was not sure if if you're seeing what I'm saying or what I'm talking about. Thank you very much, Samuel Alaba. Thank you to all have you already here, and I hope some other people will join us. I think I'm getting some. I hope some other people will join us as we move ahead. And so thank you once for coming. We are thinking of making this like a monthly thing. We had the last one in July, and it was really we're ready to start.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's a very eventful one. Thank you guys for everyone who's around. We are going to just try to quickly answer the questions as fast as possible. We are not going to spend like the 1 hour we already planned to set, because we have other appointment, and really bear with me that this happened. And I hope that by the next time it's we will be able to do something. We will be able to like overcome all of these challenges that we have today, and we can just get straight into the topic and hit all we have to hit. Okay, so let's start. I think Dami has received some questions regarding career that he wants to like fire me with today. So
Yeah. So the first question here, it says, what is the difference between a career and a job?
okay, that's a very good question, and I think it's also a very valid question, and it's really important that when we are starting our career, we should know the difference between the two. But it's okay even if you're already an experienced person, and you don't have a clear dichotomy of what a job is and what a career is. Okay, so a job is something that you do, right, to earn some living, right? And it doesn't mean that so it could be something that you are highly interested in, or what you're not so highly interested in. But you're going there every day, you are doing the work, you are giving it your best, because it's a job. You are trading your time for money, and then you have to do it. That's a job. However, a career is something that a career is something that it's not just a job. It's like series of job matched together, and it's like a pathway that you want to of what you want to kind of be in terms of professionally. You understand? So I would say that a career is like having different kind of jobs put together, fulfilling one particular mission in your life at one point in time, at a particular point in time. And by the time you merge all of these jobs together, that could now be your career path. So for example, let's say someone who is into marketing, right? So the person can start from, I would say, from like the normal marketing people know, from like a salesperson, door-to-door person, selling magazines or selling a particular product, right? And then, so I'm a marketing executive. And then that's a job for the person. But the person knows, okay, this is not what I really want to spend my whole life doing. I want to do something more. And then the person moves from that role sometime into probably, let's say, into trade marketing. So you're not going now from door to door anymore, Rather, you are looking at how you do some kind of you work with merchandisers, you work with dealers on how they display their products, on how they on what kind of volume you want to buy, or also on in terms of what are the things you need to do to make sure that the products are out there. That's also part of a marketing. It's a job within the marketing career path. And then you can say, okay, the next job you want to do would not be, okay, I want to go into brand marketing. So you have to try to give a particular product an identity. You understand what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
you put all the products as a human being. You don't want to. So it's just like Maggie. For example, in Nigeria, all the north, everything is a Maggie, but Maggie is actually a brand.
Yeah.
The name of that product is actually a seasoning.
Hmm.
And then, but the brand managers of Maggie, they've really done so much work in terms of making us think of things like, okay, every season that we have is called a Maggie. And so
Okay.
that's part of the job within the career pathway of a marketing person. I don't know if you get it, if
Yeah.
it makes some sense. Yeah. So like I said, series of jobs that you do together, everything at the end of the day could be matched together and become your career pathway or your career. So I don't know if that's kind of answers the question of that person.
Okay. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So the next question says, I am starting a new job. Should
Mhm.
I juggle this with my side hustle or should I take a pause?
Okay, you're starting a new job and you are thinking if you should juggle this with your side hustle or take a pause.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm always a fan of side hustles, and I think it's really it's an important thing to do or to look at
Hmm.
um, in our career, because sometimes when you are at a job and maybe some things happen or you lay off, especially if you're not the owner of the job, right? If it's like a blue chip or big conglomerate or multinationals and they are
Hmm.
restructuring yourself and then there's a layoff. But if you have like a kind of side hustle, I'm not totally going to like be out of the job market. Rather, I will be. I still have something that I can actually work on. Okay, so side hustle is really good, I would say. However, this person is concerned in terms of how does he or she, how would you work with merging a side hustle with um with starting a new job. Now the thing is that I would say from experience, I would say when you are starting a new job, you want to give it all your attention, all your focus, all your power,
Hmm.
like everything you have in you. So if that side hustle is been taking normally maybe 10 hours a week,
Hmm.
if you cannot pause it for a while, you can reduce the number of hours you are investing in that side hustle, because you want to make sure that at least for your new job, you want to make sure you succeed in your probation period. You
Mm-hmm.
you succeed, like you are successfully you are becoming a permanent employee. Not You're not fired during the probation period, and that probation period is really really key. You want to go the extra mile that you would go the extra mile.
Encourage
Sometimes
them. Hmm.
exactly what you would want to
Yeah.
impress them. You want to do, and if your side hustle would come into the flow and give some I would say some some ideas or some suggestions that okay, your company or your job is just a second idea. It might not really sit down well, especially if the people who are working with you find out. It might not really sit down well. So they say, okay, are you interested in actually doing this job, or are you more interested in you know your side hustle, and your
Hmm.
side hustle will be your passion, and you don't want
Hmm.
to lose that. So I would suggest that at least during that probation period, when you're still trying to find your way, connect, network within your new role, right? You double down a little on your side also, and then focus on your job. And once after the probation period, and you're settled, you're not, you feel more comfortable within the working environment, and you know how to match things together, then you can switch. I mean, not like then you can put more energy and pump into your side also.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. So I also want to make it clear, or just to state that in case you have any question, you
Yeah,
can just type it out in the live chat so that she can answer your question.
yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you for answering us. Then the next question say, I got sacked from a job. What do you advise I do now? I got sacked from a job. What do you advise I do now?
When you read that question, why did you first skip it? Why did you ask me?
God forbid. Yeah, but it happens, right?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's getting sacked from a job is not. It's a sad one. I have to say it's a very
Hmm.
bad experience. It could lead to depression. It could lead to it could affect some other areas of that person's life. But the good thing is that getting sacked is not the end of the world, and it's not
Yeah.
the end of life.
Hmm.
And the truth is, you won't be the first and the last person to be sacked.
True.
So knowing that, taking that in as okay, yeah, okay, yes, I've been sacked. So what next? Knowing that should first liberate you. So because you don't know why, there might be several reasons why you were sacked. Now, if it's not because of maybe misdemeanor or you a kind of disciplinary issue, it's okay. So maybe it's you're sacked because I don't know. There is some kind of if it's for example based on performance, you don't know, okay, if it's based on performance, which means probably that's not the best job for me, right? I need to look at what is the best job for me. Then you need to look at your skills. Where can I actually put in my skills to give the right value?
Hmm.
Right. So, right. So I would say when if some cases like that happen, the first thing is lick your wounds, cry if you need to cry, so that you can the emotional build up. Yeah, it's okay to cry, so that the emotional build up can can go away,
Hmm.
right? Once you let loose of that emotional build up and the emotional hullabaloo, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Then think about the situation from a factual perspective, right?
Yeah.
And if you cannot do it alone, you can speak to someone like you can speak to a friend or a coach or a third party. Someone that can help you to in terms of reflection about about that topic. So what was the reason why you were sacked? If it's not based on disciplinary issue, maybe on like harassment, sexual harassment or something, okay, that one is is extreme, right? But if it's for
Yeah.
example based on performance, right? Like I said, it's not the end of the world. Get someone and then you get someone to ask you certain questions, right? You can get a coach or you could speak to your mentor or to a friend and then ask yourself questions. Okay, now if I'm being stuck on this job because of performance, maybe it's not the right job for me. Or maybe the people you're working with were not patient enough for you to grow into that job. There are cases like that. And you say, okay, you know what? I actually still want, this is what I want to do. And you know that this is what you want to do. But maybe at that point, that job is, you're not yet ripe, you're not ripe enough to take it over. Then what you do is think about, okay, they've sacked me now. So, but this is what I want to do. What are the things I need to get? What are the skill sets I need to get? What are the competencies I need to acquire to be able to shoot for the next for the role next time and get it, and then I'm able to succeed in it.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
cry if you need to cry, and then do a reflection and ask a very groundbreaking question, a very key question. Why? What happened? Why was I sacked? Right. So, and if it's based on performance, it is not a bad thing, right? Just ask yourself the questions and see how you can acquire the skills and get back into another position and another company. Another thing you can actually do would be that maybe, like I said, maybe that position is not actually is not the right one for you. Maybe while you're doing your soul searching during the morning time for the why crying about that job, Just okay, maybe this job is not the right one for me. You can
Mm.
try something out, right? You can just lay your hands on something else and try it out, you know. But don't cry, but don't stay long in that place of crying about that job. Don't stay long.
Mm.
Don't stay long. Maybe, and then another thing you want to do is you want to like during that time you want to network, go on LinkedIn, right? Reach out to people, you know. But while you're doing that, while you're trying to network, they might ask you what happened in the last job.
Yeah.
It's okay to be truthful. Say, okay, you know what? I did based on it was based on performance, and I think I was actually not really prepared for the job, right? Or you can look for some other reasons, some other reasons why you think why it didn't work. Say, okay, you know what? I think on a personal level, I wasn't prepared for the job, so we just agree on a mutual basis to go, right? You can
Mm.
find a way of it's a negative thing, but find a way of selling it in a very positive way. You understand?
Mm.
Yes. Because, for example, if people ask me, so why were you sacked? And you just go, okay, I was sacked because of performance. It will trigger something, you know?
Yeah.
Yes. So
Mm.
you have to like sit down and craft how you would answer that question because people would ask you. And then find a very, like I said, positive way to communicate a negative news, and people will actually come through. So they would come through for you, and they will say, okay, yeah, maybe they will say maybe it's not the right one for you, but try this one.
Mm.
So
Mm.
because I've seen people who have been there, and even for me, when I interview people and then I ask people, and then people, okay, maybe it's because of performance, but then they will sell the issue to you in a way that you would buy it. And sometimes they
Mm.
actually perform they perform maybe just it's the environment for them that didn't work. Maybe they
Mm.
have colleagues that are very stressful and not, like I said, colleagues are not really patient with them, and they're not able to like quickly ramp up their learning curve in that role. So there could be a lot of reasons why people get sacked, but for me it's not the end of the world.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Thank you. Thank you for that. So the next question says, what new skills do I need to move in this new decade?
Okay. There are a couple of skills that you need to have in this decade. This decade is a very powerful decade. It's a decade of so many things. Like, for example, in the late last decade, we started hearing more about Internet of Things, artificial
Mm.
intelligence, machine learning, quantum computing, and
Mm.
these things, big
Yeah.
data, analytics, and these things will continue to be more to be more vocal or prominent in this new decade.
Mm.
you know so if you have in any way the opportunity in your own field of sphere to look at these topics, please do
Mm.
see how
Mm.
you can add artificial intelligence or big data analytics into your own field. How does these things affect my own business area or my own career? Do you understand?
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
me as an HR person, I think about, okay, so how does big data or artificial intelligence affect HR or affect recruiting? Does it mean that in the future it's the machines that will be recruiting people that will be conducting interview? Yes. These are the questions that you want to ask.
Yeah.
You know? So and then I want to make sure, okay, yeah, but then so that's one thing. Look at these four. There are a couple of them. I think there are more. I didn't name all of them, but look at these things and try to see how you can acquire these skills or make use of these skills in relation to your job or your career. That's one.
Mm.
The second thing would be that you know I think cognitive skills, the ability to think, conceptualize things, would also be in demand, because yes, we can raise robots, robots to do a lot of things, machines to do a lot of things. But then
Yeah.
the point for them to the skill to like make decisions that are cognitive, that are very complex in terms of how they think of things, or maybe, for example, maybe ethical things, for example, how they
Mm,
think about it. Machine does not know if something is ethical or not. They just
yeah.
based on, and it is even based on the biases of the person that programmed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So cognitive skills will be in demand because they want to know how you're able to conceptualize things and bring it across, right? And then I think one of the other one another skills that would be important would be that I was reading an article yesterday. I have to say this. I was reading an article yesterday, and then someone said that people because of the way now in the financial industry, like a lot of payments are made online
Yeah.
or bookings are done online, and then sometimes people lose track of how their spending goes, right? How they spend, what they
Mm,
do. And by the time you do all the spendings, there are charges behind it, right?
yeah.
So anyway, the person is just trying to say that there'll be need in the future for people who can guide people in terms of finance, like finance coach or something. Now, I was laughing because for me, I was already going in that line. Like, this my YouTube channel covers something
Mm,
covers personal finance. I was just
yeah.
like I'm just doing it out of passion and things that I've seen, out of okay,
Yeah.
let's educate the people, let's get people to know some certain things about money. But people who can actually talk to people about some certain things, like life coaches, for example, there'll be
Yeah.
more need for people to say, okay, more question around who am I? What is the purpose of my life? How I need clarity, So
Mm, yeah.
there'll be need for that in the future, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say, what we do is just TV binge, social media binging, and all of that, and then there's no. Before you know it, you find out that you lose yourself in whatever things you're consuming, right?
Yeah.
Then a
True.
couple will come that is okay. You know what? I actually need someone to talk with me, to help me, to guide me in terms of find my own clarity,
Mm,
find my own purpose. Like it's not the person not going to find your purpose for you, but the person will guide you and ask you questions.
guide you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Guide you and ask you questions and things that would make you start to think about, okay, so how am I doing? What do I need to do? So there will be need for that in the future. And also, of course, the population of the world. I also read that in the coming years, like I think in 20 by 2050 or 2060, that 1 out of 6 people in the world will be 65, which means you will need more people who can also, you know, take care of the older people. Yeah, I know that in some countries they're already developing robots that can actually do that. But then I don't
Mm,
know how that's uh, that's uh, how how it will work, spending all your day with just a robot or having someone who can actually
mm,
talk to you, sound
okay. Mm,
ideas with you and someone you can relive your earlier days with because that's what old people do, right? They believe their
yeah.
days they live. So I think having people who have skills on how to take care of people who are old would also be in demand. And then apart from the IT skills that we're already seeing and which I already mentioned earlier, that you do some artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data, they are in demand and they will continue to be in demand in the future.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's great. That's
Yeah, and
great.
one
Thank
more
you.
thank you.
Okay.
I forgot it. I think another area that would also be in demand or where skills will be required is in terms of renewable energy. You know,
Mm,
because it is more. I think because of the pandemic, right? People are more aware that life can actually take a pause and nothing would happen.
mm,
I mean,
yeah.
people stayed at home for months without going out.
Yeah.
I think, so
Mm-hmm.
and I think because of this pandemic, like people clamoring for climate change, renewable energy, and all of this. The voices will keep getting stronger, right?
Mm.
And which means products in that area would, so more people will be aware and be more conscious about it. And
Mm.
it also means products in that area would be in demand, and then people who can actually develop those products, who can work with those products, like for example, solar energy, wind energy, all of those things, electro cars, and look at Tesla. Look at what is happening with Tesla. You know,
Mm.
even
Mm.
yesterday, one Chinese, I think, is that Peck or something? One electro car company, Chinese, one electro Chinese car company went on IPO yesterday, and come and see the way people were running for the shares. So I
Mm.
think in the area of renewable energy, there will be skills in demand in that area too, because now we know that this is actually a very important part. We need to take it, especially for our generation. Maybe the older generation, they are not, because their generation was more of the coal generation, the fossil generation. But our generation and the generation coming behind us, they would demand more of it, and
Mm.
it's going to be required in this area.
Okay, that's nice. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And then another question says, what should I be doing while job hunting? While looking for a new job, what should I be doing?
Okay, so what should you be doing while job hunting? Yeah,
Mm.
what you should not be doing would be not is to sleep. Don't sleep all your life out while job hunting. There are so many things you can do while job
Mm.
hunting. You can acquire new skills while job hunting. You can try entrepreneurial things out. Especially these days that we have a lot of opportunities online. You can try your hands on digital marketing, affiliate marketing, start your own YouTube channel on how to
Mm.
get the next job,
Mm.
right? Yeah. Or YouTube channel on my journey to my next job. And then you
Mm.
have people signing up to listen
Mm.
to your story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are some of the things you should do. Don't sleep, develop skills, of course, write applications, look for entrepreneurial things to do while you are job hunting. And if you know that entrepreneurial thing is not for you, then you want to like do and also go on LinkedIn or other professional platforms and network.
Mm.
However, when you say okay, entrepreneurial thing is not for you, you need to like think about it, because companies are actually also looking for people who are entrepreneurial, people who can
Mm.
think like business people who can ask
Mm.
questions, who can challenge things, people who can say, okay, this thing, people who can say this, this, this business, although it's my 9 to 5, but I'm going to take it as my business,
Mm.
and take ownership of things. Those are the
Mm.
people companies are looking for. So yeah, develop your entrepreneurial skills.
Mm.
Yeah, and
Mm.
applications, network.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. Let us tell our audience in case they have any question, they can ask right now because I have one more question left. So maybe before the end of the question, maybe someone will have dropped something.
Mm.
So my last question, it says, what career mistake has given you the biggest lesson? What career mistake has given you the biggest lesson?
Okay. Career mistake that has given me the biggest lesson. There are a couple of career mistakes that I've made.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I think one of the career mistakes I made that actually gave me the biggest lesson was when I changed countries, when I moved countries, when I moved to another country. I wanted to change my career totally. Right. I
Hmm.
wanted to move into a different area. And it took me time to realize that it doesn't work that way. So
Hmm.
right So one thing about career is that when you in your career path, always make sure there are three key things you need to know. You need to know that you need to look at your country, your location, your sector, and your role.
Hmm.
When you are making a change, try not to change these three things at the same time.
Hmm.
Because when you do, there's no extra there's no extra value you're adding to that company that is taking you in. Because you have to bring something to the table. Like you have to bring in either the fact that you know something about that country, right? Or you know something about the sector, or you know the function itself, the role that you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And that was what I wanted to do. So I changed my country, my location, and then I wanted another sector, totally, and I wanted another job. So I'm not saying that it is not possible. It could be possible, right? Well, if you do some settings, maybe you take a drastic second degree or another degree, and then that second degree you actually do it in that specific area you're trying to move in, but it's very rare. So the point, what I'm saying is that you don't try to change these three things all at once. And that was
Hmm.
one of the career mistakes I made starting my career in my second country.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that is one thing. Another career mistake that I have made was that um, so I started networking late, you know, and like
Hmm.
when I moved country, I started networking late, and career is all about it has a huge importance. Networking has a huge importance or has a huge influence, right, on your career. Who do you not like who do you know in the sense, but who do you know? Let me put it that way. Are
Hmm.
you in the right circle of
Hmm.
industry leaders, in the right
Hmm.
community, having the right
Hmm.
information?
Hmm.
Because information is key, and
Yeah.
through networks that you get information. But for me, I didn't realize this on time.
Hmm.
But when I realized that, okay, I think I need to like do more networking, and then I started investing into my networks, and
Hmm.
that's really important in career.
Hmm.
So don't go your career alone. Don't say, okay, I'm very good at what I do. I'm going to do it all alone. Don't do that. Try to network. And a lot of platforms has made it easy these days. LinkedIn is one of my favorite. Connect with people. Don't spam them with I just want to connect with you thing. When you are adding people, like add them and then add value. You know, add
Hmm.
value to them. Don't just ask people questions. Also give something back. Give something back.
Hmm.
Maybe share an idea, share a thought, share something you found out, and then it will attract people to you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. That's a great one. Thank you. Thank you for answering all my questions.
So,
I believe that there's no more question from me, and there's no more question from our viewers.
yeah.
So, yeah. So,
Okay. So I would say that thank you. I think we can stop there right now because we actually budgeted 1 hour, and because we
mm,
already posted sometime based on our technical issues that we have, we just go ahead and say thank you for coming today. We hope that when we do it next month, it will be better, and then the network that crept into our network today will not do that again uh, next week.
okay.
So if you don't have any other question, then we could just call it a day here. And I really thank everyone who stayed with us, even with our pitches who stayed with us and who are watching. And I hope to see you. Like, if you have any question regarding career or job search, I didn't want to go into job search questions today because I think that it's something that we would focus on separately. Or what do you think, Dami?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something It's something we should focus on separately, and that's why we only picked questions that are just generally career related. So
Hmm.
maybe the next session that we will have on career, we'll focus more on job interview related questions. And then someone also asked about doing a CV review, right? So maybe we'll do a CV review in one of our other live sessions. I think it will be a blessing to a lot of people who want to know more about how to actually structure their CV in a way that would call out to people. Okay. So thank you very much, Tammy. And then
Thank you.
yeah, we would end this
Hmm.
here right now. Okay. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
viewers,
Bye.
and bye bye, Dami.
Bye.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you for staying. I hope you are able to take a few things with you today. Do not hesitate to drop your questions if you still have them. I can pick them up for one of my upcoming videos and then answer this question. And then normally I would reply to your comment. I reply quickly to comments, so just do that. I would reply to your comments or your questions. And all right. So I hope to see you some other time. And thank you for being here today. All right. Have a nice day. Bye bye.